All right, Mackenzie, let's check out one of your runs up on Eagle Alley. Certainly enjoyed skiing with you and watching you ski. Hope you had fun and hope you join us next year. Here you go. Kind of a fun day, stubbies and GS and slalom gates and the Kombi. So one thing to kind of work on is, the transition is so important in ski racing. We have to come through the turn, and you completed it nicely. You came around there. That's really nice. Level shoulders, matching angles, parallel shafts of the shins, both rolled up, finished by the gate with direction, but just a tad slow at getting recentered. In here, we need to get the hips up over the boots and recentered, and you didn't really do it, so you weren't in the driver's seat. So you kind of went wide here. So make sure we get up over the boots, get recentered in the transition. It puts us back in a position to be in that driver's seat and be in the front of the boot and enable us to really get that initiation done quickly. Another thing, we want strong pole plants on both sides. It kind of looks like you pole plant there, right hand, pretty nicely. You come through here, left doesn't really exist. Maybe it was a transition to tall poles. There's your right hand again. Left, not really there. So, we want a strong pole plant on both sides. And here's that, kind of didn't quite, you came to the turn there, didn't quite get the hips up over the boots kind of late, so you got kind of caught right there and kind of got in the back seat. So make sure we drive forward through the transition, get recentered, hips up over the boots, sort of stacked up. But you make some great turns. You're fairly level most of the time. Here's one that, it was a fall away. Granted, I understand that. It was a fall away turn here. But you weren't really level there. But, generally speaking, you're level. Make some nice turns. And here we go into the GS is coming up soon. Again, a little bit of a lean in, but it fell away. I know you're not used to hitting the tall poles. So what we were talking about that day was really being patient anywhere where there's a pitch, making sure we get really outside rise line. And I think you started to get it because we have to make sure we get the turn done above the pole, above the panel. We want, be actually carving or, bringing the shape of the turn back to the panel, having direction done as we pass the panel and exiting tight to the panel. And I think over the course of a few runs, you clearly started to get it. Pretty good turn there. You're bringing the shape back a bit, exiting pretty tight there. Let's take a closer look. So the rise line is that imaginary line drawn straight up, and really on offset turns. On pitch, we want to be past rise line, which you did. There's rise line. You're kind of starting the turn, but pretty good. The skis are going out, which we want to see that. We want to see the skis going in that direction when we intersect the rise line, and that's good. It'll allow us to arc back to the gate, give our feet some room at the gate. That's a good looking turn. Here we have our skis probably already in the fall line. You probably started the turn maybe a hair too early. You came in here, there's rise line. You kind of started right before rise line. We probably need to be past rise line to start that turn. So therefore, if you could imagine from that position where your skis are pointed now downhill in the fall line, if you were arcing and carving a turn, you'd probably carve and land up inside the panel. So you had to kind of skid them around here, lay off of them, and then start turning. Whoop, don't need that. And then start turning down here, which, you know, causes a bit of a skid and a lower exit. You're kind of down from the panel, but I think you were getting it. It's a little bit the concept. Here you are, not quite at rise line, starting the turn, but you kind of delayed it there to get your arc back to the gate, and that's what we want. We want to see that where you are coming in and arcing back to the gate. That's good. Tight exit. I like that. It looked like you started early, but you kind of hesitated here and waited. Now you're turning. And you brought it back to the gate, exiting tight to the panel. That's what we want to see. Here, under gate, you know, probably came in too direct at the top one, probably had to be off a little bit here and wide, and therefore you realize that. And, you know, you came in here looking to be pretty angulated, skis rolled up, and realized now, I probably went too straight. So you laid off them. You lost all your good angulation and went wide here. We wanted to be tight to that blue right there, and you're 10 feet below it, but that's okay. Some good skiing. You got some great fundamentals for sure. So, you know, a couple things I would think about would be making sure we recenter. I think we're going to lose you here. The cameraman did a bad job. There we go, a little bit more. You know, make sure you recenter, get your feet up over the boots at the top of the turn. Strong pole plant on both sides. And be really patient when it's offset. And get yourself on any pitches. Make sure we feel ourselves carving back to the gate. And that's good right there. You came in here, delayed it, and now you're arcing back to the gate. So, good job, Mackenzie. Hope you're with us next year.